Hello, guys. Let's discuss today backup and restore. Guys, when it comes to backup, it is good to have backup of everything, every file, whether it is running configurations, whether it's startup configuration, whether it is operating system file, which is iOS image, because we can't say anything happen, in future. Like for example, if your router operating system get deleted accidentally, or if your router iOS image get corrupted, so for that reason we must have a backup of operating system, so that if it get deleted or if it get corrupted, we can still, restore it from somewhere. To take backup and restore, we're gonna use a service, TFTP service. There are different utility, in the market where you can have TFTP service enabled software we can download. But in Packet Tracer, if you go down to this end user device and if you click on this server, in this server you will already see under the service section that TFTP is running. So TFTP is already, see, in this TFTP service we can see already we have a lot of operating system files, images stored, by default. But what we are going to do, let's say that we have a router over here. We are going to, for a demo purpose, we are going to take a backup of this router operating system into the TFTP server. So in case if anything happens to the operating system inside the router, like it get accidentally deleted or it get corrupted, we can still restore the operating system from TFTP server. So it is better to take a backup, right? So let's go, and I'm gonna demonstrate how we're gonna do, take the backup, and how we're going to restore, take the backup from router to TFTP server. We're going to take the backup of iOS image, operating system image, from router to TFTP server. And then what I'm going to do, after taking the backup, I'm intentionally going to delete the operating system from the router, and then we will restore the same file which we have, which we have backed up later, before, to restore into it and make the router up and running. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a switch in between. I can directly connect the router to TFTP server, but let's be, uh, let's use a switch in between. I'll add a scenario in between. So I'm going to use the switch over here, right? When it comes to switch, it runs spanning tree protocol by default, right? So the port goes into blocking, listening, learning, and all, and it takes 30 seconds, 50 seconds. Yeah. So I don't want this downtime on this interface where the router is connected, because router is going to fetch file from TFTP server. If I did not, if it wait for the timers, then it may possible that it will show us timeout. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this switch on this interface. I'm going to enable spanning tree port fast in order to not eliminate the timers, which spanning tree protocol goes into. So I will say interface. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So I'm going to say on switch interface fast ethernet 0/1, and I'm going to enable spanning tree port fast. So we does not have to, the router does not have to wait for 50 seconds as soon as it come up. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to assign an IP address to TFTP server. This is the server which is running TFTP. That is the IP address. I'm going to consider 192.168.10. That is our TFTP server IP address. Okay. And I'm going to assign IP address to router fast Ethernet 0/0 interface as 100.1. Okay, so let's go and first assign an IP address. I'll go quickly into desktop and I'll assign an IP address 192.168.100.10. That is the subnet mask. I'll go to router, go to CLI, and let's say no here, and I'm going to say interface FA 0/0, which is the router interface, right? And we are going to assign an IP of 100.1 to it. Yeah, IP at 192.168.100.1 to 85.0, and we're going to say master. Okay. Let's check a connectivity between router and TFTP server. So I'm gonna shoot a quick ping to check whether we have a connectivity or not. And yes, we have a connectivity here. So now let's go and back up our operating system file, which is located in flash memory inside the router. We will take the backup of operating system file from router to TFTP server. So where it is located under show flash memory. So if I give a command show flash, you will see this is my operating system image. It's not binary file. So let's take a backup now. So I'm going to use a command copy flash colon to tftp colon. This is the command to take backup. Now once I hit enter, it will ask me what is the source, what file you have to what is the source file you have to back up. So I'm gonna just take this operating system image file, I'll copy it and I'm going to paste it. Yeah, hit enter. Where you want to take backup to? So that is my IP address of my TFTP server. So I'm gonna hit give an IP address. What name you have to take the backup? So just for a demo, I'm gonna to identify what is the file name which we have, what file have we have backed up. I'm gonna manipulate with the name. So I will say router one just, and I'll paste this thing. So we can identify with router one and all. And I'm gonna say enter, and you can see that the backup has been started, right? And it has been done. How do I verify whether the operating system file has been backed up or not? So I'll go to this TFTP server again, go to service, click on TFTP, and here you can see that I have intentionally given the name R1 so that we can identify that this is the file which we have backed up, right? So now you know how we have done backup. Now let's go and see the store process. Now suppose let's see that router 0, this router operating system got corrupt or got deleted accidentally. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna intentionally delete it. I'm gonna intentionally delete it. So I will say delete flash and what is it? Wait, the name of the operating system. This one. And I'm going to delete the operating system from flash memory. Enter. Do you want to delete? Yes. Confirm. Done. Now if I say show flash, now you could not able to see the operating system image inside the flash memory. It has been deleted. And if I reload the router will not able to get the file from flash memory and will boot. Uh, I said reset. It has to be reload. 1 minute, guys. Let me. Okay, just hold on. Just hold on. One wrong command. Hold on. Yeah, I'm there. So I'm gonna make it reload. Reload. Do you want to say? I'm going to say no. So once it reload, it is not going to find the iOS image and it will put into ROM monitor mode. That is the bootstrap ROM monitor mode. It is read-only memory mode. It is also called as mini iOS. Did you remember the boot process? Post and then it looked for bootstrap and then it looked for iOS. Now he did not find an iOS, so he stuck into ROM monitor mode. So now I'm to restore, I'm going to use a tool called as TFTP DNLD. Hit enter. So once I hit enter TFTP DNLD, you could able to see that these are the parameters we need to set. It is used for disaster recovery. Disaster recovery, I mean in case it got deleted or corrupt, it got corrupt, we can do it via TFTP. And these are the syntax, variable name and value and set. We can set it set the variables in this way. So I'm going to use all this variable one by one. So I'll say I'll assign an IP address to this router as 192.168.100.1. Then what subnet mask we want to give to this router. Guys, every configuration has been deleted as we could not able to log in into what as we could not able to load the operating system file, right? So I'm giving it from the scratch. Default gateway, guys, always remember default gateway has to be the IP address of TFTP server, which we have set to 10. And again, our TFTP server is again the same IP address, which is what, which is what, 192.168.100.10, and TFTP file, the one which we have copied up, backed up. Let's go to server TFTP, and this is the file which we are going to restore. So I'm just copying the name of the file, Control C, yeah, and then going back to router. That is the name of the file, yeah. Hit enter. So if I say set, you could see that all the variables are properly set. Default gateway, IP address, subnet mask, TFTP file, TFTP server, everything, right? And then I'm gonna say TFTP DNLD. As soon as I hit this command, it will try to fetch this file from TFTP server, right? Okay, so let's hit enter. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue, and it will try to fetch the file. As you can see, the port turned into red, and this is trying to fetch the file from TFTP server, and we are done. The file has been copied, restored from where? The TFTP server to router. We're gonna reset this router to reload this router. In ROM monitor mode, it is reset, and in router mode, it is reload. So I'm gonna say reset to reload the router. And once I said reset, you could able to see that our iOS images, loading up, and soon you will see that our router is back up and running. See, our router is backed up and running. And if you see show flash, you will see the iOS image there, which we just copied. Yeah, guys, this is how you're gonna do backup and restore of iOS image. Yeah, guys, remember this thing. Keep practicing. There will be if you'll keep practicing. Even I have done mistake. I have given this reset command instead of reload. That happens, but you what you need to do, you need to keep on practicing. You know. Thank you. So see you in the next lab. Yeah. Bye.